What's going on, everybody? We've got a 3-game WNBA slate tonight, and there are some really interesting angles on the board. A couple of these spots are built around hot teams riding momentum, while another one is shaped by revenge and a strong bounce-back setup. So let's go through it game by game and break down where the value looks strongest. First up, Golden State heading north to Toronto. Golden State is coming in as the hotter team by a wide margin. They've won 5 straight, they've won 9 of their last 11 overall, and they've also been handling business on the road. That is the kind of form you want from a favorite, especially when the number is asking them to win and cover away from home. Toronto, on the other hand, is sliding in the wrong direction. They've dropped 2 in a row at home, 3 of their last 4 overall, and 6 of their last 8. That is already a tough enough profile, but the injury situation makes things even more difficult. They are short-handed and have had to deal with several key absences, which only adds more pressure to an offense that already leans heavily on perimeter shooting. That perimeter dependence is the big issue here. Toronto's offensive identity is built around the 3-ball, and over the last 5 games they have been one of the most active 3-point teams in the league. They have taken the most threes, made the most threes, and done it at a very strong shooting rate. Normally, that kind of profile can create problems for opponents. But this is not a random defense they are facing. Golden State has been outstanding at defending the 3-point line all season, and they've taken that to another level over the last 5 games. They are giving up the fewest made threes per game and holding opponents to just 26% from deep over that stretch. That is a massive matchup advantage when you're facing a team that wants to live behind the arc. What also stands out is that Golden State is winning without needing to turn games into shootouts. They're not out there trying to win every night by scoring in the 90s. They've shown they can win with defense and control, and that makes them especially dangerous in a matchup like this. Their last game was a perfect example, where they held an opponent to just 49 points and still won comfortably. That makes the side pretty clear to me. Golden State has the form, the healthier roster, the better road profile, and the matchup edge on the perimeter. Toronto can shoot it, but Golden State has been built to take away exactly what Toronto wants to do. My best pick is Valkyrie's moneyline or minus the points. I do have some hesitation laying the full 7.5 on the road, but if I'm picking a side, I still want Golden State. The total also makes a lot of sense to me as an under. Golden State wins with defense, Toronto is short-handed, and this does not feel like a game that needs to fly past the number unless both teams are unusually efficient. If Toronto struggles to score early, the pace can settle into a much lower scoring game than the total suggests. My lean is under 169.5 points. Next, Minnesota and Connecticut. This one is set up as a revenge spot for Minnesota, and that always matters when a team has just taken a frustrating loss. Connecticut already went into Minnesota and got the win by 1 point just 2 days ago, and that loss gave Minnesota its first 2-game losing streak of the season. That is the kind of result that usually gets a serious response from a strong team. On paper, the Lynx have the better overall profile. They are the more complete team, and the market clearly sees them that way too, with Minnesota laying a big number here. But there is one major issue that makes this game harder to trust on the spread: the uncertainty around the point guard situation and how the offense functions when that piece is not available. Without that steadying presence, Minnesota did not look the same in the first meeting. The offense had a harder time settling in, and the team had to lean more heavily on other parts of its rotation. That is why I'm not eager to lay a big number here unless the market gives a much better price. Minnesota can absolutely win this game, but winning by double digits is a different story. Connecticut, for its part, has enough recent evidence to at least keep this interesting. They already proved they could beat Minnesota a couple days ago, and that gives them some confidence even if the broader season context still favors the Lynx. When a team has already shown it can hang around in the matchup, it becomes much harder to dismiss the dog outright. The total is also not an automatic over just because the first meeting got up there. Yes, those teams combined for a higher scoring game in the earlier matchup, but a rematch can often look different, especially if Minnesota gets the defensive edge it usually brings. That said, if Connecticut keeps this competitive, The over remains in play because Minnesota still has enough offense to push the pace when needed. The simplest way to frame it is this: Minnesota has the stronger overall season and the revenge angle, but the line is too steep for me to rush in. Connecticut has already shown it can make this matchup uncomfortable, and that keeps me from forcing a big favorite play. I like Sun plus the points here. If I had to look at the total, I'd also give a slight lean to the over, but not with much confidence. Now to Indiana and Los Angeles. Indiana is starting to build some real momentum. They've won 3 of their last 4 and are looking more settled as a team. That matters because this is a group that has had some uneven stretches earlier in the year, but now they are starting to string together better results and look more comfortable on both ends. Los Angeles, meanwhile, has gone in the opposite direction. They've lost 5 of their last 6, and that slide has taken some of the shine off what this team was trying to build. The situation gets even tougher when you factor in the offensive drop-off that has come with their current form. They are still capable of scoring in bursts, but the overall efficiency is not where it needs to be. The most important matchup factor here is the perimeter and transition game. Indiana is a team that can get up and down, and they are also creating more value offensively than they were earlier in the year. The Sparks, on the other hand, have struggled to keep teams in front of them and have not looked like a reliable group defensively, especially against teams that can stretch the floor and attack from multiple spots. Historically, this matchup has not always been easy for Indiana, but that has changed recently. The Fever have won the last 3 meetings, including a huge blowout in late June. That tells you that the current version of Indiana is much more equipped to handle this matchup than the older results might suggest. The side leans Indiana because they are the better team right now and the more trustworthy one. They have the recent head-to-head advantage, they have the better current rhythm, and they are facing a Los Angeles team that has not been able to steady itself. I like Fever moneyline. The total is the more interesting part of this game for me, though, because it is very high. These are 2 teams that can score, and both like to play with pace, but Indiana has improved defensively and Los Angeles has seen its efficiency slip. That makes it a little harder to fully buy into a track meet getting all the way up and over the number. So if I'm choosing a total angle, I'd rather take the under than force the over. I lean under 184.5 points. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with somebody who's betting these games tonight. It really helps the channel grow, and it makes a huge difference in helping me keep these daily picks and breakdowns coming for you. I appreciate every bit of support, and it means a lot to keep building this with you all. I'll be back with more picks, more breakdowns, and more value in the next one, so make sure you stay tuned. Catch you in the next video.